The story begins in Washington with Roy Harper, aka Red Arrow, being chased by mysterious assailants in the subway. Although he barely dodged an arrow aimed at him, his pursuers managed to sucker punch him, and he fell to his knees. Red Arrow escaped into a vent when he was about to get run over by an oncoming train. It was later revealed that his assailants were none other than members of the Justice League: Flash, Aquaman, and Green Arrow. At Mount Justice, Aqualad commends everyone's efforts in their last fight, but worries that the villains are still getting intel about them. Kid Flash is relieved that none from the team is the Mole. When Batman reveals that Red Arrow is the Mole, everyone is shocked to hear the news. Aqualad can't believe it and claims that they have known Roy for years and that he was even Green Arrow's protege. Red Tornado explains that the Roy Harper they had known for the last 3 years was another Project Cadmus clone. Batman informs them that the real Speedy was abducted and replaced immediately after becoming Green Arrow's sidekick. It was known that the clone was pre-programmed with the drive to join the Justice League, which explains why he reacted extremely when there were delays to his admission into the League, and why he refused to join the Young Justice team. It turns out that Roy Harper had no idea that he was a clone or a traitor. When he was eventually admitted into the League, his secondary programming kicked in, and he attempted to betray the League to Vandal Savage. Fortunately, Batman figured out that Red Arrow was a clone. The League was prepared and managed to capture Savage, but Red Arrow escaped. He is now considered a fugitive, armed and dangerous. Robin wonders what happened to the real Roy, which even the League doesn't know as he is not at Cadmus. They expect that there is a real possibility that the real Roy Harper is already dead. Hearing of the situation, Aqualad suggests the team capture the clone, but Batman objects, claiming he is now a member of the Justice League and that they will deal with him. Batman claims he is needed at the Watchtower and leaves the team with Red Tornado. After Batman leaves, Aqualad talks with the team telepathically, claiming that they will be going after the Red Arrow clone regardless of Batman's orders. When Red Tornado is about to reprimand them, he powers down and stops responding. Zatanna claims she is sensing a low-level mystic force at play, which she also felt from Batman earlier. Robin noticed that Batman called them kids, which he claims he has never done before. When inspecting Red Tornado, Kid Flash finds a biotech chip similar to the ones they confiscated off Cheshire. Aqualad splits the team, leaving Robin, Kid Flash, Zatanna, and Rocket to work on getting Red Tornado back online, while Aqualad leads the others to chase after the Red Arrow clone. Robin claims that the problem with Red Tornado is the hardware, not the software. When wondering where they should start, Zatanna has an idea. They plan to transfer Red Tornado's consciousness into a new body to learn what he knows. Black Canary arrives to check up on the team when she sees Robin and the others experimenting on Red Tornado. The transfer was successful, and Red Tornado quickly warned everyone to leave the cave. Out of nowhere, Black Canary attacks the team, destroying Red Tornado's new body. Robin charges at Black Canary, but she judo throws him. Robin placed knockout bombs on her while Rocket used her powers to trap her long enough for the gas to work. Red Tornado is still functional and urges the team to leave the cave before the others come to find them. Icon, Dr. Fate, and Captain Marvel teleported to Mount Justice, but were a second too late as Robin and the others had already left the cave. Red Tornado tells them to stay off their radios and let the Supercycle track Superboy. He then orders them to instruct her to mask all signals so the League can't follow them. Red Tornado explains that the entire League is under the complete mental domination of Vandal Savage. Savage used Red Arrow to infiltrate and subdue the League members. He explains that Savage used Sterotech. an alien bioorganism infused with nanotechnology and magic. When attached, it forcibly shuts down the mind's autonomy, allowing Savage to reprogram the individual to suit his needs. It was effective even against Red Tornado's inorganic brain. Since the process required 0.16 nanoseconds to integrate with the host's nervous system, the delay allowed him to create an internal subprogram to disconnect his power cells should he attempt to infect another person. Fortunately, the Sterotech is body-specific, so since he has a new body, he is now free from its control. Robin fears this so-called Sterotech as it managed to work on superpowered humans, aliens, and even an android. Meanwhile, Aqualad's team follows the last known location of Red Arrow, which Artemis claims to have tracked to the Hall from the Watchtower. Aqualad claims that after Roy went solo, he installed equipment caches in several major cities. They managed to track down one of those hideouts, and Aqualad faces Red Arrow. Aqualad claims he has not come to harm or apprehend him, but that the team needs answers. Red Arrow agrees, but asks him a question first to confirm his identity. He asks Aqualad who broke his heart, to which he answers is Tula, the girl he loved who chose his best friend Garth over him. Red Arrow returns with the team on the bioship. Although Batman told them he was the mole, they had reason to doubt his words. Red Arrow confirms their suspicions and admits that he is the mole. Superboy claims that he is like him, a Project Cadmus clone. Red Arrow explains that he was a sleeper agent, pre-programmed to infiltrate the League. He suspects that Sportsmaster is his handler and claims that Sportsmaster used the key phrase, "Broken Arrow," which forces him to shut down and puts him in a hypnotic state to steal secrets from his superiors. He would then carry out his orders subconsciously, unaware of what drove him. Red Arrow suspects that one of those orders was to focus suspicion on the three of them. Miss Martian wonders how Red Arrow is no longer enslaved. Red Arrow explains that he was never under the control of Sterotech, but was only being controlled by Cadmus programming. When he finally completed his mission, his mind cleared up, and he realized the situation ahead of everyone else. As Savage basked in his victory, Red Arrow slipped away when briefly distracted. Miss Martian claims that he can clean any residual programming in his head, when suddenly Robin telepathically reaches out to her, and both teams reunite to go over their plans. Back at the Watchtower, Black Canary, Red Tornado, and Red Arrow returns to Vandal Savage. Black Canary explains that despite her initial setback, she managed to reinfect both Red Tornado and Red Arrow. Red Tornado claims that the team was also infected and awaits programming back on Earth. Savage sees through their actions, claiming that Sterotech does not reprogram the mind, but it does offer them remote control of it. Clarion claims they know who is infected or not, to which he confirmed that none are. Green Lantern arrives to restrain them. Savage explains that in his 50,000 years of existence, nothing has ever troubled him as much as the Justice League, which is dedicated to maintaining society's calcified status quo. The League continues to protect humanity from disaster, crime, and tragedy. As such, they have forced him and his more enlightened colleagues to act. They successfully created a network of operatives, placed key individuals in key positions, and ensured they were on the cutting edge of all new technologies. They have secured development in genetic engineering, biochemical engineering, robotics, nanorobotics, technosorcery, and all conceivable mind control. Using cold, hard science and a little misdirection, Savage and the others have managed to ultimately infiltrate the Justice League and become their agents of change. Meanwhile, the Young Justice team has managed to sneak on board the Watchtower. Red Tornado managed to bypass security for them wirelessly. The team has split into groups and freed unsuspecting members of the League from mind control. Clarion has discovered that some members of the League have regained consciousness and suspects that the Young Justice team is on board. Savage orders Clarion to recall all League away missions to handle the Young Justice team once and for all. Clarion wondered why the Sterotech was not working on Black Canary, Red Tornado, and Red Arrow when Black Canary suddenly attacked Green Lantern and freed everyone from his powers. Red Tornado and Red Arrow then confront Savage while Black Canary attacks Clarion. When her powers are ineffective against him, Clarion summons the League's founding members to fight them. Black Canary and the others were no match against the founding members, and they quickly took them out. Savage claims that the Young Justice team reverse-engineered the Sterotech to create a cure and a vaccine. When Icon, Dr. Fate, and Captain Marvel returned to the Watchtower, Aqualad's team lay in wait and cured them. When Zatanna commented how it's unfortunate that their cure tech doesn't work as fast as the Starotech, Aqualad claims that it's already a miracle that Queen Mera and Doctors Roquette, Spence, and Vulko were able to re-engineer it at all. Aqualad quickly went to help Artemis and Kid Flash against Aquaman, Flash, and Green Arrow. Aqualad opened the cargo bay to knock Aquaman and the others against the steel doors and use the cure tech on them. Robin and Rocket confront Hawkgirl and Wonder Woman. When Rocket manages to trap Wonder Woman, Batman suddenly arrives, and Robin tries to stop him. Robin comes face to face with Batman while Superboy handles Superman. When it was too much for him to handle both Superman and Martian Manhunter, Wolf and Sphere came to help. Miss Martian sneaks up from behind Martian Manhunter, but he sees through her and captures her instead. When Robin and Superboy struggle to beat Batman and Superman, they decide to work together. Superboy throws Robin at Batman, to which he knocks him out. Superboy then restrains Superman long enough for Robin to use kryptonite to weaken them both. They then use the cure tech on them both. Having saved most of the League, Savage claims it is time to go, but Clarion insists he can take them on. Savage explains that the Light still needs the Justice League for Phase 2 of their plans. The team tried to capture Savage and Clarion, but they were a second too late as they had successfully teleported back to their base. Red Tornado commends the team for saving the League just in time for New Year's. Kid Flash kisses Artemis while Superboy and Miss Martian share a passionate kiss. Zatanna sneaks a kiss on Robin while Rocket kisses Aqualad. Later, Superman thanks Superboy for doing a great job. Meanwhile, Red Arrow talks with the other League members, who explain that he is neither a hero nor a sidekick. When Black Canary tries to comfort him, he explains that he isn't the Roy she knew and claims that he needs to find the real Roy. Batman claims that Guardian is already checking on Cadmus. Later, Ra's al Ghul and the other members of Light supervise the transfer of the test subjects to another location. It was later revealed that the real Roy is suspended in a glass chamber, to which Ra's claims that Roy might still be useful. After Green Arrow and Black Canary escorted Red Arrow out, Aqualad suspects something is amiss. Robin claims that the League was only under Savage's mind control for just over a day. He has accounted for most of that time except for the founding members of the Justice League: Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, and Martian Manhunter. He explains that all 6 of them went missing for 16 hours, which they can't account for, and worries about what Savage has made them do during that time. Thank you for watching. Check out these other videos, and make sure to subscribe and tap the bell to be notified about our latest videos. See you next time.